Alright, no banana. I will, however, summon the mount, and I will ride Epona across the lands, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Alright, well I have good news for you, which is that when I was 9 years old, I was the only kid on my team who could actually throw a strike over home plate from 46 feet away. The reason these Pokemon have been mysteriously gathering in rainstorms is... Oh, for the love of God, hurry up. Alright, sit down. You're sleeping in the garden shed tonight. I love how you're dressed up as Arceus. Man, why didn't I see that cosplay at MagFest? Alright, I would also like to at least just share this one little bit. Every time I see Adamant, and a bunch of new side quests have opened up with that story progress, every time I see Adamant, I'm reminded of one of my teammates from when I played baseball when I was 12, who was named Adam. And he was, like, this, like, tall, like, quiet kid. He didn't really ever say much, which is honestly kind of the opposite of the Adam in this game. But he earned the nickname Atom Bomb because he hit a lot of home runs because he was, like, a foot taller than the rest of us when we were 12. And that's a Pixie Plate. That's the one of the plates we were looking for! You guys. Let me see that again. This does look rather like one of the plates you've been tracking down. While the engravings upon it made it less than accommodating as a cutting board. Cynthia turns in her grave, or whatever it would be when it's the opposite of that when you're not born yet. Don't think too hard about that. Whatever ingredients crossed it certainly gained a more pleasant flavor. Perhaps this was the board's power. The plate's power, rather. So, let me get this straight. For all that, you were just gonna give me a cutting board. Which just by sheer coincidence happened to be the thing we were looking for. What do you two intend to do now? I intend to, like, call the old folks home or something like that, because I think you're starting to lose your mind, Grandma. I was just gonna say, you want to fight over it? Because he is perfectly willing to fight over it. If you wish to avoid battle, withdraw now while you still can. Or face the wrath of my Goomy. That has got to be top 10 least intimidating threats that anybody in the history of, like, spoken language has ever said. Alright, it's not Final Fantasy XIV, the critically acclaimed award-winning dress-up game that comes with a free MMO, but it'll do. There are actually kimonos that are, like, long sleeves, but I didn't see any that really had a pattern that I liked, so I'm gonna go with this one. Other than that, we've got long pants, boots that look very nice and warm. Wish I had some of those in real life. And also the closest thing this game has to a New York Mets hat, which I am rarely seen without wearing. So that's going to be how we're going to be going around for a little while, and I'm going to go back to the Snowlands. Hundreds of years ago, a being that brought calamity to the region was sealed away by someone using the power of strange magic. I think his name was Ganondorf, and the hero's name was like Splink or something. You know what, we're doing it. Alright, so let's see. Alakazam, your paper-thin physical defenses. We shall see what you can face against a Dragon Claw, and I was actually able to take you down in one hit. Alright, good job, Garchomp. You've earned your dinner today. Oh no, my Sheikah Slate. God stole my cell phone. Anyway, what am I looking for? I've run in circles around this pillar, like, multiple times. I need to investigate. Alright. So this is going to be our Eternal Ice. God is calling me on the phone. If it's important, he'll leave a message. And that officially allows us to summon Braviary. Very nice. Excellent. Like, we could have just had us riding on the back of Braviary, but I think this is, like, considerably funnier if we're gonna, like, hang glide with Braviary. Alright. Am I hiding out in its backpack? I see eyes in there. Is that me? That's very silly. I still have no idea how I would get home even if the roof didn't close. Like, what would you do? Build a giant slingshot and just fire me into the sky? God, I told you I'm busy. Call me back later. Enough to take down the first form of Giratina, and after this, you're going to evolve into your alternate form of Giratina. I just made every single Pokemon fan ever mad at me for misusing the word evolve like that, but you know what? I don't care. It'll be untitled. People can feel whatever they want from it. No need to force it into words. So this is modern art. I hate it. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of authorial intent, but at least pretend that you had something in mind when you were making this. Like, don't just throw spaghetti at a wall and say the point of the art is to make whatever you want of it. It's spaghetti that's on the floor next to the wall because you just threw spaghetti at the wall. Anyway. Alright, hold the phone. There's a story that I just have to share regarding this. So a few weeks after I recorded this, I went to visit some relatives, and for some reason I was talked into going to a modern art museum. I thought I was being silly and exaggerating when I pulled the spaghetti on the floor example out of my butt, but I kid you not, one of the exhibits in that place was a busted up wall, complete with plaster and, you know, bits of wall on the floor. I thought about going down to the front desk and telling them that they should send somebody to clean it up before I saw that there was like a name plaque on the wall next to it and that it was totally there on purpose. Modern art, ladies and gentlemen. Since then, I felt a great deal of affection for Iscan here. I truly adore him. But I know there are those who speak ill of me behind my back. So I try to meet with Iscan when there are no prying eyes to preserve his reputation. Fortunately, there is pretty much nobody in this entire map aside from the two of you, I say. And as I say that, I see that there is an NPC standing right on that rock underneath that thundercloud in the distance who's just, like, watching us, so that's a little awkward. Can I tumble up the stairs? I can. That feels very safe. That feels like something that everybody should do when they go up and down stairs, especially downstairs. That sounds a lot harder. I'm sure you get bonus points if you're able to do it successfully. Professor, you were smart. You at least sort of bundled up. With that, those long pants and the hat of yours. Oh, what are you complaining about? I'm in a t-shirt. I wonder what those Pokemon itself looks like underneath all those. Do you really want to know? Because people have drawn fan art of what Diglett looks like underneath the, under the ground, and that is something that nobody needs to, mental imagery that just nobody needs to be cursed with ever. I don't think you really want to find out what the internet has in mind for something that is covered in tentacles. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good lava-covered boy? Who's a good demon fox boy thing? With glowing red eyes. So that's a Magikarp. As it happens, I've got one of those, if you want to see one, which I have a feeling is where this is going in the direction of. Why is it called Magikarp? Is it a cool Pokemon? Yes. Is it strong? Arguably. Can it fly? If you throw it hard enough. What is with the people on those hangings? I feel like I've pointed that out before in the past. I would sure feel a lot cheerier around here if not for our ongoing feud with the Diamond Clan. Well, I'll have you both know that you both are idiots.